Welcome to Drugstore News' Inside Beauty. I am Andrea Fallin, founder of Strategy Concepts, and here with us is Mindy McKnight. Mindy is a YouTube star. She is the creator of Cute Girls Hairstyle, which has more than 5.6 million followers. On top of this, she is a very successful entrepreneur. She launched Hairitage by Mindy McKnight 3 years ago. Welcome, Mindy.
Hey, Andrea, thanks for having me.
So Mindy, I'm going to ask the question that you probably get all the time. How do you do it all? Or even better yet, what don't you do?
I don't think you can do entrepreneur and momming and do everything. You have to be honest with yourself and let a few things go. So I just try to juggle, and I have a great support team. Truly, that's the only way to do it, is have a great help.
That's great. Well, you're doing really well at all of it, and you're making it look easy. So I'm going to jump into Hairitage. You launched 3 years ago. And when you launched, you already had a huge following on YouTube. With that following, I'm sure that you are getting sponsorship offers every day, if not every hour. So, you have 6 mouths to feed, Mindy. That's easy money. Why didn't you just grab that dough? Why did you take on the challenge of launching your own brand?
I wanted to launch my own brand because you're correct. I had sponsorships approaching me, but none of them were things I felt confident enough to put my name on and feel like they represented me. Especially in the hair care sector, I didn't feel like I might have loved a shampoo, but then I didn't love the conditioner. I didn't love their ingredient stories, or, so it was just this kind of underwhelmed experience in general. And I really felt like if I was going to do it and put my name on it, I wanted it done right.
So when you launched about 3 years ago, a lot of brands that were led by social influencers were going direct to consumer. At the time, private equity, venture capitalists was just kind of setting these companies up for success. You took the route to go brick and mortar. What was behind that choice?
So I think that I decided to go brick and mortar because some of my other companies, we've done more of the D2C model. And obviously, I know the hardships that are involved in building a brand from the ground up and facing that and doing literally everything yourself, from fulfillment to warehousing. I've done that. And I felt like I wanted to meet my consumers where they were at. And I feel like as a busy mom, and like myself with 6 kids and doing all the things I'm doing, being in brick and mortar was the better option. I just feel like most moms tend to go to what's easy and saves them time. And for me, I felt like that was the brick and mortar model. I also just got lucky in some ways because I had such a developed audience on social media already. I was given the opportunity to meet some really great partners and to start working with them and building out a brand very quickly instead of having to do it on my own. Some entrepreneurs don't have that developed audience, and so they are forced to just kind of go the D2C model. And luckily, I kind of got to skip a little bit of that stage.
So Inside Beauty reaches 90,000 subscribers, many of which are emerging brands that would kill to have distribution and partnerships with Walmart, who you had partnered with. What advice would you give to some of these brands on preparing for a partnership like that? And is there anything that you know now that you wish that you knew then?
I definitely think, I'm trying to think of what I wish I knew. I wish I had known when I started to pre-pack my end caps, because that was a sore point for us initially when we started working with Walmart. But I think that in general, my biggest advice when you're going to retail is to know your audience and be authentic. You have to really love what you're going to do. You have to love what you're talking about. If you don't, or if it's not wholeheartedly there, the retailer is going to sniff it out, and when you're presenting them your deck in your first meeting and you're so excited, they're going to see right through it. They're going to know that this isn't authentically you and it's not organic. Know your audience. You have to come in knowing your audience, knowing what their pain points are, knowing what their problems are, and then having a solution. Here's what I'm facing as a parent. Here's what I know other moms are facing when they're doing their kids' hair in the morning. Here's what I can see coming as future trends, and here's how I'm solving it. And then Walmart or your other retailers, whoever you're presenting to, I think they're going to get on board and they can see that, yeah, we're really excited about this project as well.
With 5.6 million followers, you have a lot of insights on what the fans like. In fact, you spoke at the Emerson Group's Industry Day, and you referred to your followers as a focus group on steroids. So with this in mind, we at DSN, we're hearing a lot about clean beauty and products that are good for the environment. Are you hearing this from your followers? Is it a priority to them?
I definitely think it is. It is true that having a large audience is a focus group on steroids, and I can pull them at any point and ask them questions and get their immediate feedback. And I mean, then maybe the only difference between them and like a paid focus group is they're almost brutally honest sometimes, like you have to be ready for the answers when you're asking your questions. But I definitely am hearing a lot about clean ingredients, about people really starting to dive in and learn about the things they're putting on their skin, on their bodies, in their food, and really taking more care and thought and being, really intentional in what they're doing there. And so that's definitely coming through in my brand. On the actual packaging side, I see that coming a little bit, but less than clean ingredients. I do see that more from my European followers. Outside of the US than inside the US, which is always really interesting because I feel like sometimes Europe kind of leads on some things. And so it's kind of interesting to see that, that little bit of break there and learn from both groups.
So with your followers, you have a great connection with Gen Z, the millennials. Do you reach the older millennials like myself and the boomers? And how are you connecting with Hairitage outside of the YouTube channels?
I mean, I hope so. I'm a Zennial, so I hope I'm reaching them. We definitely try really hard. I mean, listen, to hit my Gen Z, my Gen Alpha, because some of my kids are Alpha even. We're doing the TikTok, we're on Be Real, we're on Instagram, we're trying to hit the socials and meet them where they're at. For the little bit older Zennials, the boomers, whomever, we definitely have our end caps. We definitely are doing sponsored ads, working with the digital, WMG, for example. We're doing ads on their actual pages, trying to just meet people wherever they are. And in all honesty, I think it's kind of a great recipe for the ideal marketing campaign if you're kind of hitting everywhere so that they can't get away from you. Everywhere you go, there you are. Everywhere they are, you are.
And by the way, I love Zennial. I might use that moving forward. It's much kinder than old millennial.
I know. Well, I don't think one fits. Do you? I just don't feel like there's one little perfect. Zennial was the only one I was like, that's better, because I don't really consider myself a Gen Xer, but I'm not really in the millennials either. So Zennial's that little tiny 10-year window. That's probably where we both are.
Yeah, it's a good one. So with all of the insights you're getting from your followers, what's next for Hairitage and what's next for hair care?
For hair care, I think you're going to continue to see focus and renewed interest just in the environment and specifically clean ingredients. I think people are just really learning how to read a label. There's so many apps now that you just scan and it tells you exactly what's in the formulations, whether it's clean or it's dirty. I mean, I just think that people are getting really, really savvy with that and very, very interested in how that's affecting their bodies and what they can do to clean that up. For Hairitage in general, I mean, we're going to continue to we do a great job now with the clean ingredients, but I think just as we continue to see those trends shift, you'll see us shift. You'll see our ingredients potentially even get cleaner. I want my stuff to be the leading edge of whatever is coming, right? If we're even sort of talking about it, I'm hoping my brand is there already. So definitely working on continued interest in packaging clean ingredients. And for Hairitage, we're going to hopefully continue to open new countries, new retailers, new categories next year. We're very excited over here.
Well, we can't wait to hear it, and we hope to hear it first. Thank you so much, Mindy. I appreciate your time.
No, thank you guys.